Can you please tell us what are the most pressing issues you think that are coming out of this conference? Is it the economic crisis? Is it organized crime and corruption, aging populace, climate change? What do you think will finally and ultimately prevail here?
I think the two most important issues are clearly the economic crisis and the tremendous problem of tackling climate change. All the speeches that we've heard address the fact that we clearly need increased momentum to tackle the economic crisis, and it is very obvious, to me at least, that the European People's Party has the right agenda in going into this.
Why? Because every party says that.
Well, I think it strikes a right balance between social sensitivity and providing a proper network for those who are less privileged and encouraging those market forces that eventually will lead us to a sustained and prolonged recovery. I do not believe that the solution to the economic crisis is necessarily more protectionism or going back to socialist methods and recipes that have failed in the past. So I do believe that the agenda of the European People's Party is a very relevant one, but the real challenge will be to convince European citizens that we do have the solutions to their problems and to tackle a distrust with European institutions and European policy that has been around the European Union for some time now.
President Obama seems so far, according to the approval ratings in his first 100 days, to be showing you can put a lot on your plate and convince people you can do all of it. You have a five-prong approach here. Can you do all of it, some of it?
I think we can do all of it. We certainly, in my mind, need to focus on the two most important topics, short-term economic recovery and tackling climate change. Personally, I'm the chairman of the Environment Committee in the Hellenic Parliament, and I have witnessed firsthand the increased sensitivity of the Greek population as far as issues of climate change are concerned. We have an important milestone ahead of us, and that is the Copenhagen Conference in 10 months from now. We clearly need to get our act together, and Europe has been at the forefront of the battle to tackle climate change, but we need to make sure that we maintain this momentum, that we engage other countries. It is very promising that the United States has taken a much more proactive approach, and I think that it will have the possibility to also drag China and India on board. But clearly climate change is an issue which is going to be with us after our economies have recovered. It is much more of a long-term problem.
Do you think that the European Union can prevail upon China and India, who have been complaining that the West, the European Union and the United States had their chance to pollute? Now it's their chance.
Well, they have an argument in the sense that climate change is primarily a problem caused by developed countries and not by developing countries. But I was in China recently, and it is very, very clear to me that the Chinese leadership has embraced the idea that they cannot achieve long-term economic development without tackling environmental concerns at the same time. So I think these countries will realize that the global solution will be to their interests as well. The global economic recovery will, to a great extent, be dependent upon green technologies. And the countries that will play a leading role in developing and fostering those green technologies will be the ones that will have the most benefits from this approach. And I do hope, honestly hope, that Europe will continue to play a leading role on this front.